Welcome back, friends. On to some happier times must drafts. Starting with quarterback, let's go. I realize I said that in like the cheesiest way possible. It's fine. We'll just jump right in. Nope, I lied. We won't. I cannot. So typically with must drafts, I'll take a few guys. I'll also do a crazy pick, one that I probably wouldn't take like right for every position. I probably wouldn't take them as my starter, but love them as like a bench option. And it's kind of nuts. Last year I picked Travis Etienne for running back. That was kind of my nuts pick. And it worked out. Okay, now we jump in. Up first, he's going at QB 10, Jackson Dart. Last year he finished as QB 13 in average points per game. And he only started 12 games, so pretty good. This is going to be a classic pick, right? New team, basically new offense. Malik Neighbors now is not on the pup anymore, so that's interesting to see that. He'll get Scatterboo back. He has Isaiah Likely. He has a much more efficient offense, a better offense. Darnell Mooney is there, so send him to the moon. He had almost 500 rushing yards in those 12 games that he started. He was second in the league in scramble rate last season. He was fifth in QB rush attempts inside the 20-yard line, and he did all this with no Malik Neighbors and half-ish of Cam Scatterboo. He averaged 7 rush attempts a game for 40 yards a game, which is nice. He had the second most quarterback rushing yards a game. Do you know who number 1 was? I actually didn't even realize this. It was Justin Fields, LOL. And he was 4th in rushing touchdowns, so obviously he does stuff with his legs. Now he gets John Harbaugh, who comes from Lamar Jackson's offense. This is not Lamar, I'm not saying that, but Dart's going to rush the ball, which is nice. Now, I don't want him to die, which he started to last year, so hopefully that doesn't happen and they keep him safe. So that's always the fear with kind of a rushing quarterback, but it's kind of the risk you play. He averaged 17.3 fantasy points per game, and he had 2 finishes below this total all year long. After he took over the offense, he was QB 7 in fantasy points per game. He was 5th in fantasy points per dropback. He has the 6th easiest QB schedule. He had a big dud against the Vikings last year, and this year they don't play them, so that's nice. Again, it's just a bunch of little things that I think work well for Jackson Dart that go for his favor. Obviously, he's going to be a popular pick. I'm fine with taking him at 10. I think that's great. I'm pretty in on Jackson Dart. Obviously, there's some risk because he's going to run and he runs like a dump truck, but I still would take him. I'm a little confused why he's so low. He's going around QB 15. It's Bo Nix. Nix led the NFL in passing attempts last year. He was QB 7 overall on the year and QB 11 in fantasy points per game. They added Mr. Penguin, which is nice to see, Jalen Waddle. Sean Payton has said he should be good by the time camp and preseason comes around, which is like now I get. Oh God, wow. I am living behind. Wow. He was 6th in red zone passing attempts, 6th in rushing TDs, 11th in rushing yards to the quarterback. He was 6th in rushing attempts at QB and 11th in yards. It's not amazing numbers, but he does run the ball. And yes, that ankle is going to be scary, obviously, but 15, it feels so low for him. And I think the biggest thing for me is that opportunity equals stats eventually. If you're on the field, if you're playing consistently, when you lead the NFL in passing attempts, I think it's going to go well. So I think he could definitely beat 15. I think he can crack top 12. He might he might crack top 10. That wouldn't shock me. So this offense is going to be better with Waddle. He's going to have Dobbins back. They just will function a little bit better than they had. So yeah, I'm pretty in on Bo Nix. The running is a little skeptical with that ankle, but I like him, bro. I really do. This one is going to be, in my opinion, the riskiest on the list because he's going around QB 11, which is pricier than Bo Nix, right? It's Trevor Lawrence. Liam Cohen really unlocked him this past year, which is really cool to see. He has a ton of options. He has BTJ, Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange. He lost Etienne, but he still has Tootin, which I think might actually be even good for Lawrence. After his bye week, he was averaging 23.5 fantasy points per game, which put him at QB1. The Jags also were bad at catching the ball. They led the NFL in drops last year. But I think the thing that intrigues me the most is that he excites me the most is that he kind of runs the ball at the right time. He had over 50% of the team carries at the 1-yard line. Will that stay? I don't know. Maybe Chris Rodriguez gets them, but I don't think it goes to 0. He finished as QB4 last season. He was 3rd in touchdown passes inside the 10-yard line, 3rd at QB rush attempts inside the 20, and he finished 2nd in rushing touchdowns. Is Trevor Lawrence a running quarterback? That's news. That's news to me, right? Is that news to y'all? But he was top 5 in red zone pass attempts. I think this team just scored a lot more, honestly. And he has a ton of options, like I said. There's a lot to love here. The biggest risk, obviously, is his price, and can he do it again? So if you believe in this offense, which I think I do, and I think I believe in Trevor Lawrence. Who am I? God. I think I would take him at that price. There's a lot of good late quarterbacks, man. So Trevor Lawrence, I think I would take him. I think I would take a lot of these guys, to be honest with you. But yeah, T-Law at 11, I like it. This one I'm actually really excited about, and it's not just because I've been watching him on Netflix lately, although that is good and you should go check it out. Baker Mayfield. Now, it's tricky, right? There's a lot of pieces there. He lost Mike Evans. I guess that's the main thing. He lost Mike Evans, new offensive coordinator. Okay, maybe not that many things, but big things that changed. Baker's going around QB 19, which is really cheap for him. He averaged 18.5 fantasy points a game until he was hurt in week 12 last year. He had that knee injury in week 2. Just listen to the list of injuries that happened last year. He didn't have Jalen McMillan until week 15 at all. His most essential wide receiver. He didn't have Mike Evans from weeks 4 to 14, and you say he's not going to have him again. Yes, I understand. Godwin was healthy weeks 12 through 18. That's it. And remember last year, or I guess the year before, he had that freak injury to his ankle, which was terrible. And Baker had his slew of injuries with his shoulder, his bicep, his knee. He just got beat up all last year. The things I don't like, obviously Mike Evans is gone, so the red zone passing kind of scares me. The bright side of that is that who's going to run the ball into the end zone? It's not super going to be Bucky. It's not going to be Kenneth Gainwell. Maybe Sean Tucker, maybe Bucky. In 2024, he was the QB4. Yes, that was 2 years ago, but they're very middle of the pack. They're 15th in pass attempts as a whole team. And of course, for Baker, it's a contract year. So this is really just banking on the fact that Baker is a dog and that he's going to make something happen with this offense. I don't think he's going to top crack 10. Why can I not crack the top 10? Oh my Lanta. If you need a good backup, I don't hate him at all. Okay, now we're getting a little crazy. Going around QB 20 right after Baker is Malik Willis. And I don't have a lot of data for him. All I know is that he scrambles a ton, right? We all know this. And they're going to be losing a lot. In the games he played last year, he averaged 45 yards a game. He had 10 carries and 9 carries in the 2 starts he had. And there's not much data, but they did pay him. The Dolphins gave him a good amount of money to be the starting quarterback. Now, who's he going to throw the ball to besides Devon Achane? I don't know. But he's going to have to throw to somebody. After looking at the schedule, I think there's 12 games where I lean that they will lose and going to have to throw the ball, and that's a conservative estimate. You could make the case that all of them are going to be losing games, but conservatively, I think 12 is fair. So with that, I think Malik Willis is going to have to throw the ball. He's going to have to run this offense and actually not just hand the ball off 20, 30, 50, 79 times a game. Do I trust him? No. Would I take him as my QB1? Probably not. But at QB20, great price. So I love that. Love the ceiling you can have with him because unlike Baker's is kind of safer floor play. Malik, I think, could shoot the moon and could absolutely rush his way into the top 10. Or he could dud out and be water buns and be outside the top 25. But with a guy this late, it's kind of nice because you just drop him and then you move on. So I'm interested in Malik Willis as a deep play and kind of throwing the rod into the water, the line, not the whole pole, into the water and see where it lands. Okay, now we're going a little bit crazier because I guess that wasn't crazy enough. Tyler Shuck. QB 21 right after Willis. Now he's been a bit of a hot, popular, deep sleeper pick, and I kind of get why. He was QB 6 over the last 6 weeks. He was 9th in rushing volume at the quarterback position, and he finished as QB 12 in fantasy points per game. So the ceiling is kind of there. He could top the crack. He could finish inside the top 12. Just gonna say it like that, and we move on. I think they're gonna rock and roll with him. He was 2nd in completion percentage. He was 8th at quarterback in rush attempts inside the 10-yard line. So again, not a ton of data, but he's gonna be the starter. It's not going to be Spencer Rattlesnake. God, no. And the team was top 10 in pass attempts a game. If Olave can stay healthy, Etienne and Kamara, good combo there. There's a lot kind of up in the air with this offense. I could see it being pretty decent, actually. You're asking Tyler to take that next step, and I believe he can, which is why I'm probably going to draft him. He's kind of between a Baker and a Willis in my mind. I think Baker is the floor play. I think Baker is the safest play. I don't think he's ever going to give you 5 points a game. Well, I say that now. Rarely will give you 5 points a game. I think Tyler's in the middle. I think he'll kind of be a little riskier than Baker, but not as risky as Malik. I think Malik is just the dart you throw and hope it sticks. So those are kind of who I'm thinking for the deep guys. But overall, I'm pumped to see how the season shakes out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Next week, we are doing running backs, moving on to the next position. We'll keep it rolling. Season is here soon-ish. Peace out.